outside Jerusalem in our Lord's time, 3 uprights were stuck in natural fissures in the rock for crucifixions. Like other condemned people, Jesus carried his crossbeam there, though helped by Simon of Cyrene. A century later, the pagan emperor Hadrian enlarged the city walls and built a temple of Venus over Calvary. The 3 uprights were still in place. His workmen dumped them in a dry pit. 2 centuries after that, Constantine funded his mother, St. Helen, to locate the relics. She identified the upright of Jesus' cross when the pagan temple was cleared away. The lifting up of the cross out of the pit was the original theme of today's liturgy. St. Helen left a large part of Jesus' cross in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre that Constantine built, and she took part to Rome. Fragments have spread throughout the world, but careful measurements show that much has been lost. There have been many stories of gods dying and rising, sometimes symbolizing the natural cycles of the seasons and of birth and life, reproduction and death. One biography of St. Helen, I think it's the one by Evelyn Waugh, pictures her investigating various religions. She asks several gurus when and where the stories of their gods took place. They reject her stupid question. She asks a Christian priest when and where. To her delight, he gives a straight answer. Myths may satisfy the imagination, but not the instinct to know the facts. The Christian story has divine power and beauty because it's about what God, in fact, did and suffered. Thanks to the memories of the early Christians in the area, pilgrims can see the fissure in the rock which held God's cross. Thanks to St. Helen, we can see a chunk of that wood in the Dominican church in Leicester and kiss a sliver of it here every Good Friday as we recall annually how God died once, either on the 7th of April 30 AD or the 3rd of April 33 AD. That fact says there's more to us than the natural cycles of birth and death. It's not just that each human soul is immortal, that by itself only promises a grey half-existence after death. But God has a personal love for each and every human being, a love out of which he died for that person. From one afternoon on one hill, the power of God's love radiates throughout history to draw all things to himself. 2 days later, in a tomb whose site we know, God rose from the dead to cause all human beings to rise and to establish the life of glory for all who respond to his attraction and so abide eternally in his love. Taking its cue from today's liturgy, Christian art shows angels holding up the cross at the final judgment. The last day will reveal how each person stands in relation to Jesus' cross. Has he or she been drawn into the divine compassion that was revealed there? Has the divine loyalty enacted on the cross flowed into and through that person? into and through us.